Okay, anyone in there?
Hello, Dean.
Hello. Just waiting for Magnus to
Dan.
sort
No,
out
Magma,
his,
okay.
No, I can just see she's trying to talk, but it's processing. I'm waiting for Dan. Yeah,
Okay.
of course, yeah, waiting for Dan.
Yeah, of course, yeah. His mic is working because we were playing Dawn of War before this, so...
Okay.
It's just a matter of time, really.
Do me a favour and put that music on if you can. It'll help.
Yep.
It's on a long loop, so you should be able to just rewind it when needed and stuff. Just an ambient background noise, really. From probably the best game of the year so far, I must say. The Witcher 3 was absolutely spectacular, so I thought we'd use some music.
I'm going to... I think I might buy it, actually, on console, The Blasphemy, from your recommendations. So
yeah, I mean, you'd have to get it on console simply because to get it on PC, you need... You know, if you're going to get it on PC, you may as well get it on PC and be able to run it better than a Xbox One, which is going to cost you about £700–800 worth of PC.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not getting it on PC, actually.
And if you don't have a high-end, mid-range to high-end rig, it's going to tank horribly on like top settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was really impressed by it. Definitely, I was not expecting it to be that good. I was like, yeah, you know, because a lot of companies break promises all the time, say, you know, yeah, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, and it never is. And then, yeah. Not quite sure how CD Projekt Red did it, to be honest with you. I'm actually put this first game in probably decades that I've looked at it and gone, how have they done that? I don't know how they've done that. Like, I don't know how it's that big, you know. And
it's so far ahead of everything else, though. That's the thing.
yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be. We're spoilt now. I mean, the next Dragon Age better be fucking spectacular, especially after the debacle that was Inquisition. It was just like, ugh, more of the same.
I can't hear the music, so I don't know whether that's just me. Can you not hear the music?
No. You got to follow the link that I put in the
Oh,
chat.
you put okay. Sorry, I thought
you
put it in Roll20.
No. The wonderful people on Twitch and GP can listen to it.
Okay. Okay. I have to tell you, Dean, I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I have to say, Minerva's been great and everything, but yeah, I love fantasy settings much better. So
yeah, so do I.
Should be good.
So do I. I've wanted to do like a tavern drunkard for so long. I've been holding it in. So now I'm just like tavern drunkard time.
By the way, Dean. So yeah, on my character sheet I put Pathfinder as my profession.
Oh, I thought because you said Wolf and Pathfinder, and I was like, okay, maybe, you know.
Yes, I can hear you, Tom.
I can't hear you, Tom.
He can hear you, Dean.
Oh, weird. Let me just refresh the page. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear everyone now, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. That's good.
Right.
That's good. No, now I can't hear Dan.
Yeah, I can't hear anyone else.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, David.
I don't know the dance.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah, there we go.
There
we go.
There we go.
I don't know where.
Now I was waiting for other Dan.
Where's fucking coffee? Come on. Every time.
Yeah. It has to be him, isn't it?
Yeah.
course it would have to be. It wouldn't be D&D if Dan wasn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is actually true.
To be fair, his tardiness did get better towards the end of the last D&D campaign.
It did.
He was there like early a few times.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like Lawrence,
And the world
who
didn't
proceeded to come into my room and like use it as like a fucking gourmet meal carpet and just throw all his food all over the place.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you'd get those like fucking massive boxes full of food and just like scatter half of it across the carpet.
Yeah. But hey.
Yes, I think someone needs to teach that boy how to use a bin.
Teach that boy where the bin is. Okay. I'll message Dan.
Give him a jab. A helpful prod. Right. Do I have my cap sheet up? Yes, I do. But dimes.
How many pages is your character sheet, Tom? Just out of
What,
curiosity.
my stats? My stats are only 3 pages.
Oh, no, I meant
pages
your
on your
bio.
Oh, my bio, I forget. I don't bring it up now. It was a few. It was either 6 or 7.
Jesus.
I forget.
Mine's a page and a half. And I thought
I've managed.
Well, man. It was actually 7.5.
I managed 2 pages for bio. That makes me feel so bad now.
Yeah, it was 7, but then I had to add in the bit about how I joined the Black Banners, so that added like another half page.
Dan should be on his way. He should be here now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm old, man. Like, I've got a lot of history to cover.
Okay.
Spoilers!
I'm old. Yeah, well, I imagine I'll be saying it in my introductory bio for everyone who's
You
listening.
can do if you want, yeah. It's up to you.
Well, because otherwise my character would make no sense to them at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like if it'd be funny if it was a big reveal, but it's, yes, well, you know.
Yeah, for the sake of the audience.
He does the whole campaign, and then he turns around and says, "Oh, I'm actually 70." So.
Yeah.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah.
70. That's how old it is.
Let's just times that by 10.
And then add a couple of numbers.
Yeah. Anyone watching? We're going to be getting ready soon. That's basically we're just waiting for our last player, and then
He's
we'll
always
be.
late.
Yep. Oh, now he's saying he needs an invite. No, just go on BOD, you silly man.
Invite.
You silly man. I love
He
it.
thinks we're on Steam chat. That's probably what it is.
Ah, right.
There you go.
What did you say?
We've gone up in the world.
We've moved past Steam Chat
Yeah.
to something only marginally better.
Transcended onto
Yeah.
another plane entirely. Yeah. I should probably change my name to be the GM rather than.
David, is your character Sir Logan Balefire?
No, that's me.
I was gonna say, like, if you had fire in your name again, like,
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with that again.
His
His
character's actually quite different to his normal characters. I'm quite impressed.
yeah,
He's
it's,
done it.
it's very different
Okay.
for one.
Well, he's a Sir.
Hey!
Hey.
Look who's here. Who is this Dan C fellow? We don't see that.
Now I just got to wait for another 10 minutes while he figures out how to use the microphone. Are we alright?
There we go.
Nah, it's
Has Dan been on Roll20 before?
Yeah. I think we did Relic
Okay.
a while ago. Relic
Well,
was sort of the guinea pig to see if this would work, and it did. So, yeah.
How are the lines? Is there any major feedback anywhere?
No, you're all fine.
No? Okay, good.
It's all okay.
Just checking.
Sorry guys, that was loud.
Was it?
Yeah, it was loud on my end, because it's a fucking stupid thing.
Oh, right.
Okay. Done. There we go.
Yeah,
I knew his camera would be on.
Mine did that as well.
I knew his camera would come on.
Mine did that.
Just
Try
down.
and stop it quickly.
Just down the
My
face
God, you
going.
guys,
What the fuck?
So loud when I switched you to headphones just now. It was terrifying. like I have you on what 30 at the minute,
Yeah.
and you were on something like 80 when I plugged it in. I think I might be deaf now.
When people ask you how
It's
you
a
were
good
deafened,
start,
it was
man.
like I had to listen to my friends laughing in amusement at me, and that definitely. It's just
Yeah,
only
I'm
because your face came up and it was like the intent
Yeah.
look of a man who's trying to work out what to do.
Yeah, I'm
It
on
was
my
like-
little
but-
laptop, and it's kind of. This may have been a mistake. I might need to switch back to PC because it's not very comfortable at the height of this kind of makeshift camping table that I'm using as a desk at the moment. So
Yeah, you need to
Yeah.
do what you need to do, man. We've got time
Oh,
if you want to
jeez.
switch, if you feel you need to.
yeah, I might actually. I
Alright.
thought I would just sort of
Yeah, go ahead,
sit
man.
in bed, but yeah, it's no
You
good.
can wait. It's okay. We've got like 5
Alright.
minutes. So.
Well, with any luck, my computer should be able to go from off to roll 20 in about 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, same. Right, go for it.
Oh,
That's the hope.
my mouse in. That's one slight hitch.
Yeah, is there any time when we need the SSD to live up to its reputation? It would be now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So you're really getting into the setting down out in the wilds and stuff.
Huh?
So you're really getting out into the setting and everything out in the wilds.
Oh right, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually in the middle of a forest. Yeah, on a camping table there. No, it's just I'm
That's something, doesn't it?
I'm working in Stevenage I'm staying in Letchworth, and basically my room has almost no furniture. So I've brought my own folding table and camping table, folding chair and camping table to serve as my desk. It's less than ideal, but just
Will do.
about. What's that? It's got enough space for my big joystick for Elite Dangerous. So that makes me.
Oh my god, that thing is impossible to control. I'm just like, yeah,
Have you-
I'm here now.
Turn
Oh.
flight assist off.
Yeah.
I
know, I
I mean,
know.
if you're not using like a proper system, like I ain't gonna hold it against you if you turn it back on again. Because I've been flying with it on the entire time. I'm just about to delve into what the game is like without it on.
Oh
So
my fucking god. It's just like,
you know, like there's no shame if you don't have like
Like-
an expensive setup.
it's like, do you want to go forward? Yeah, I want to go forward a little bit. Haha, you're up the system. Oh, okay. Okay. It's,
Yeah, I'm. How are you doing in it so far? Have you got anywhere particular?
no, I've gotten nowhere. I'm just in the original. You know, when you get in a sandbox game that's online, the first couple of hours is always just going around going, oh, this is pretty, this is nice.
Yeah,
How nice
totally.
is this? And I've not actually done anything. I'm just like going around going, oh, I can jump here and I can jump
Uh-huh.
there and I can.
There's a-
and I can.
I'm sure Ned just told you the various tools you can use.
He hasn't yet, but he will do.
Has he not?
Yeah, he's
I'll,
coming.
I'll link them. I'll link you a couple because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like a couple of websites that will give you trade routes, and there's like a separate website that you can use for your own custom route planning, which is useful if you want to. Because so like for example, there's rare items you can get, and like they get more expensive the further you take them away from the system where you buy them, because they're like rarer further from it, obviously.
So I'm not looking to trade. I'm looking to take those items off other people. To be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So-
No, but I mean, like for that, I've had to use another website because there's another website which will let you do custom route plans. So like, if I specifically want to go from this system to that system, whereas the other websites will just be like, you know, if you want to make as much money as possible and you can jump 10 light years at a time, do this. So the former would probably be better for you because you could,
Yeah, I can
you know,
sort
work
of
out
work out
there's
where
the
people are.
nearest,
Yeah.
like busy systems. Yeah, you can work out where the nearest busy
Alright.
places are and just
All right.
go
Well,
find some people to rob.
are you at your PC now, or are you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I am just gonna click join game here, and that might break it, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's probably gonna spaz
Will be
out.
dancing.
Yeah, it might, yeah.
Or like Dan's gonna
I'm
like
into-
form
so
into
hold
two.
on, I'll just unplug.
Yeah, it's just two Dans. Oh my god.
Oh god, the horror.
There's 3 Dans
Horror.
now.
There's 3 Dans.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
There's
What the
much
hell's
too
going
much
on?
The
Dan.
horror.
There's way too much Dan in this.
Yeah, we're all Dan down.
There we go.
Okay. Just let me know when he's back on and we'll begin.
Sure.
This is probably the best one to do because, like, Minerva's great, and I really like Minerva, but we have started. The first ones on Twitch were the second sessions, basically. So,
Yeah.
you know, people don't really know what's going on, they don't really know the characters, which is why I want to do an intro video, probably next week, with everyone's Minerva characters, just so you can talk about who they are and what they do and things like that. And,
Yeah, sounds fine.
But for now, I think we'll start with, this is just like a character intro session for about 20 minutes, just going over what people are and where you're from, what you do. So have your character sheet ready and have a little chat. I think Magnus is the one who's the most ready, so he can go first. What he wants to do.
Sure.
Sounded the most ready anyway. Well, to be fair, the amount you made me fucking read, you're going first. Alright? Let's go on.
Plugged it. I switched my headphones to default device, and there was like this 80s music blaring. I was like, "What the fuck is this intro music that Dean's playing us? This is different from like the Oblivion soundtrack or whatever." And then I realized I had absolute 80s open in another tab.
So it's like Rick Astley blaring out.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
welcome to
That's
Saga.
something of that order. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Tom, go for it.
Dan, have you... Oh, sorry. Dan, have you seen the link that's at the top for background music, just before Tom starts?
No.
Thematic stuff. If you just scroll up on the chat window on the right, there's a link
Oh, I
to
see.
YouTube.
Oh, sessions opening loop track. Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
sorry,
well
Tom.
done. Nice.
Sorry to interrupt you. Off you go.
Alright, so how much detail would you want me to give here? Like, do you want to reveal
Everything.
the big
Don't-
shabam, or...
Don't
Every nut and
read,
bolt.
don't read it out, because we've only got
No,
until 10.
I'm not going to do that. I'll be
Well-
here forever.
Yeah. But yeah, just give us a general overview of. You can do spoilers. I don't mind. Just who you are, where you've been, what you've been doing, that sort of thing.
Okay, so my character's name is Magnus Cowan. I was born in Valen some 732 years ago, and essentially I basically was a binding user, and when I was 16 I had like a near-death experience, and so from that point onwards I eternally strove to make myself immortal and live forever, and I have found a way of doing this by essentially harvesting the souls of other people and absorbing them into myself in order to like extend my lifespan. And I have to do this every like 2 to 3 years, depending on the person that I sacrificed in order to do this. So I may have killed a lot of people over 732 years, but yeah. And so basically I've just traveled a lot, working as a healer most of the time just to earn some money, and that's how I've come to be in the employ of the Black Banners, is as a healer.
But people can ask questions if you want. You can. I'm gonna let you have like 2 questions each, if that's what you want to do, and it can be
Yeah.
anything. You can do.
Okay.
Questions, sure. I'm open to questions.
So wait, what was it specifically that drew you to the Black Banners?
Basically, I was just sat in a port looking for a ship out of Valenheim because I was like, screw this, I'm going to blow this joint. Like, I've been here for like 200 years. I feel like a change of scenery. And they were the first ones who popped up who looked like they paid me decent money. So, there was no particular reason. It was just, I wanted to be hired by someone. And they happened to be there.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Okay, I've got a question for you, Tom.
Go on.
So what's Magnus's main motivation in how he behaves and things? Is he up for a slaughter? Is it all about the money, for example?
He is all about knowledge. Basically, he wants to live forever, and he will continue to pursue knowledge until he finds a way of doing so. So he doesn't care about like power or wealth or anything like that. He's just all about, I have to find the way to beat death, basically. And he just doesn't care about other people. Like he's sacrificed so many people in order to achieve his goal that he just does not care about human life. So you are nothing but cattle to him.
Okay.
Basically.
Good answer.
Like he just doesn't care.
How does he
As you
feel
can
about
imagine-
the non-human species?
Hmm?
How does he feel about the non-human species running around?
He doesn't really care. Although he does want to find a vampire at some point and perform some experiments on them. Yes. But apart from that, he's not really too bothered.
So his Hassan, if Hassan used magic,
Yes.
and was immortal.
Okay, I think we can leave it there for Magnus. We got like a good. Let's go to Rezon. Let's do Rezon.
All right. So, Rezon is a bit different from the previous characters I've played. For those who've played with me before, so Rezon actually has a fairly tragic backstory because he's a wolf, and they're sort of a binding semi-human creature, and normally they don't look human at all, and so his family had a way of hiding what they looked like. They had his father was a particularly powerful binding user, and he had created amulets for his family to kind of hide them and made them look human, so no one would ever come at them or try to hurt them for being wolfen. And so they moved to this small village. She worked as a trapper, and his wife worked as a healer, and he had a younger sister. So on the day he was born, he was going to be born looking like a wolfen. So they had to kind of hide in the woods. They went away to for his mother give birth to him, and on their way out, they were followed. Someone saw them change into, take off the amulets that the husband had created, and saw him change into a wolfen. So they, while they were off, having Rezon being born, they called the Sentinels, and so when they came back, a few days later, the Sentinels were waiting for them and ambushed them outside their house. The father and the daughter were killed. The mother escaped, although she was a bit, messed up from the whole experience. And so Rezon was raised. The mother tried to hide the story from him, but he figured it out eventually. And then when his mother passed away from illness many years later, he went back and, raised that whole village. Now he kind of, goes from place to place. He won't ever stay in one place too long because if anyone ever figures out what he is, they're going to try to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask a quick question? How much like a wolfen does he look? Because in case anyone's wondering, a wolfen in this world is sort of a kind of a werewolf with balls. They're basically a werewolf on steroids, and the humanoid, but extremely powerful, extremely pack mentality. They stick together. There's none of this full moon bullshit. They are just what they are. They're just basically massive humanoid wolves with human intelligence, basically. And but anomalies are born all over the place. So people can be born half and half. Like you can have like a half blood child for some reason. It doesn't. You don't need to mate with a wolfen to produce a half-blood child. It's just a mutation of the human gene pool that happens. And I think that's what Rezon is. If I'm right.
His parents were
geographically?
wolfen, but they weren't like they were fairly they didn't look that much like it.
Mm-hmm.
They were mostly human, but they did have semi-elongated snouts.
That can happen.
Teeth
Yeah,
and hair all over them.
You guys wouldn't be considered true wolfen, then you'd be hunted by your own kind quite a lot, I imagine. Who are
That's part of the reason why they were hiding in the human village.
Yeah.
They didn't want to be around they couldn't be around proper wolfen because
Yeah.
you know they look like about halfway between a wolfen and a human.
Hmm.
Now Rezon looks a bit more wolfen because both his parents were in fact wolfen,
Mhm.
or at least partially wolfen, and he kind of his sister didn't look as much even before she was killed, but he really would look it, except the amulet really hides it well. His father was, like I said, very powerful in the binding, and he made it. The thing is, not only did he make it so it hides him, but it also conceals itself.
Hmm.
So unless, like, say, sentinels were to examine the amulet,
Mhm.
they wouldn't know
Okay.
specifically.
What question were you going to ask, Dan? Was that something to do with the geographical
I
location?
was
Them?
Yeah, I was going to ask if there's particular geographical concentration.
No.
His race.
Nearly all of the so-called magical races have died off.
Okay.
Or they are so rare as to be considered extinct. There are wolfen around, there are giants around, there are long fangs, which are the version of this world's version of vampires. They're around, they're just incredibly rare. They used to be commonplace, but since the Spire Church has been cracking down on the binding and its users, because these races live on the binding, when that diminishes, they just die off and the numbers drop dramatically. So, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, I'm going to be doing like a lore video soon on Saga, but there's actually a big guide, and I will release it if people ask for it. I don't want it out there too much because obviously things can get stolen and taken and all sorts. So I might do a lore video at some point, but if there's demand for it. But yeah, okay. I think that's enough of Rezon. I think that's really good. That's a really good start. Who shall we do next? Let's go for Hoshi. Let's go for Hoshi Fujikawa.
Okay, I'm Hoshi. I'm from originally from Menshai, and I work in the theatre. I'm also pretty good with a bow.
Okay.
You're basically Hamlet Legolas.
How much do I need to say?
It's Hamlet Legolas over there.
Hamlet Legolas.
As much as you feel like, Dan. I
Yeah,
guess.
as much as as much or as little as you feel.
Oh, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for me. I just happened to find the black banners because when I made my way over there, they were the one point of reference that I had kept with me. I'd kept a note, of the
Okay.
name, the
I have
black banners, and
2 questions.
yeah.
You I assume you're pretty skilled with the bow then.
Yes.
Where did you get that skill from, or is it just you just pick it up one day?
Well, the kind of the life around Menshai is pretty around Shade City is pretty dull during the day, so
Yeah.
you get a little bored when you're not just working.
Have you been admiring some lotuses recently?
Yeah.
So you find other ways to make money. That's
Yeah.
all I'll say.
That's cool. All right, that's fine. Okay, and we're gonna go for Logan Balefire. Why not?
Yes. So, Logan. I think we've got a concentration of binding users here, really, because Logan's a binding user as well. He's also had quite a tragic past. So he comes originally from Caledonian, under the influence of the Spire Church. His family were persecuted when he was quite young, and that sort of drove his mother into a deep depression. For a while, she became better and her condition improved. But then when he was about 16 or 18, just after his coming of age, unfortunately, the Spire Church found them. His father and mother were brutally dragged out into the middle of the street and burned at the stake, essentially. So that kind of screwed up him a little bit. He happened to escape from there and ventured over to Valenreath, so fairly near where Magnus would have been, but he probably won't have heard of Magnus. He's now headed back over to Caledonian to try and bring revenge on the Spire Church as much as possible. At the moment, he's sort of scouting them out, seeing what their operations are like. He's very into the old code. He's a born knight, so he's born into knighthood, but he's been disgraced and exiled because of his mother, who was a binding user. He himself can use the binding, but he's unbound, so he's got no allegiances himself. He's been spending most of his time over the past couple of years sort of in the wilderness around Valenreath, and he's discovered a particular affinity for healing. He's quite honourable, stubborn, stoic. He's a particularly good healer. He's terrible with a bow, can't use a bow. Has never really seen the honour in it at all. He kind of uses the old code as a shield, and that's his main driving force behind his behaviour.
Okay.
But he keeps his use of the binding quite closed off for everyone else. He's quite secretive of that because of the persecution that he's faced before.
An enemy of the Spy
So, yeah.
Church. I think you and Perce would have got along if Perce had lived to.
Damn grey sons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, so can we do the questions? Because
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
ask
yeah, go for it.
something. When you say you have limited use of the binding, what do you mean? Like, are you just kind of like doing like sort of little tricks and things, or what?
So, well, he's not really comfortable with showing it off to others. He'll only use it in when it's absolutely necessary, and when it's honourable to do so. So there's fairly strict guidelines that he's got himself about using it. He doesn't flaunt it at all. He doesn't do tricks or anything like that. As I said, he's quite a good healer, and that's how he made his trade, and helped the villagers out, shall we say?
Okay, so he's
over
more
his
like,
travel.
so he's more like secretive about the fact that he has binding at all.
Yeah, so
rather than
he's really guarded
like-
about it. Yeah, basically that comes from the persecution that his mother faced when he was a child, and how he had to hide it when he was younger. So it's something he's kind of just grown up with, really.
Okay.
Hope that answers your question.
Yes, thank you.
Not a problem.
Anyone else?
Has anyone else got any questions? No? Okay,
No,
good.
not really.
I will mention just a couple of things. He's inherited a dagger from his father, and that's essentially the final thing he has from his parents, and he kind of sees the binding as a present from his mother, a gift from her. So he does live with the memory of his family from day to day. So he's quite compassionate. He interacts with other people quite well, and he'll follow orders, the orders of those that he respects. But he's one of those people that you have to gain the respect of. Otherwise, he can come off a little bit brutish. But if you get on his good side, then he's more than willing to help in any way that he can. He's very honourable, so he'll lay his life down to anyone he respects, that sort of thing. So fairly typical in that way.
Okay.
What's
Okay,
his?
that's
What's
me
his?
done.
Just as a quick question, what's his view on Valen Weekends?
Well, he spent quite a lot of time around there, so he doesn't really see. He doesn't really get the whole flaunting the use of the binding because of his past, but he sees them as quite personable, and he helped a lot of the Van Riethen villages around there, just on the fringes on the eastern side, quite a lot. So he spent quite a lot of time with them. So he's fairly amenable, I'd say.
So
I will take
Okay.
questions if anyone wants to ask, by the way. I know I didn't say very much, but I kind of... It's just a personal preference so not to...
That's okay.
Yeah, so you know an accurate
Fine.
amount of information about the character, you know.
Yeah.
Is your character sort of tribal in nature, Dan? Where does
No,
what's
she's
his
quite,
upbringing
like,
she's
quite
she
middle
Okay.
class,
Okay.
really.
So okay. So she comes from a background of wealth, like Logan does she?
Yeah, worked in a nice, in a nice theatre, and that was only compounded by, other ventures. So yeah, money was never
she-
a problem.
Oh, okay. Can she juggle and do various tricks, or will we have to find that out ourselves?
So her mother owns a theatre, so she's more of a stagehand, and particularly enjoys costume making. But she's
okay.
kind of like working in the sort of administration end of the theatre.
Okay. Thank you.
So, everyone done?
yeah.
Okay. Everyone okay to carry on? Everyone got your sheets. Everyone's happy. Ready to go.
Yes. Oh, actually, I'm just going to open the world guide so that I know remember what my skills do.
Mhm.
I have
I've just I've just copied them across onto my character sheet.
Yeah, that's
copied and pasted them.
copy and paste.
Because I tried to do that for Minerva for a while, and it just got silly because you end up having like 3 or 4 different scroll through, and
Yeah. Actually, I might just get my. Yeah.
I'm good to go whenever, Dean.
Yeah, I'm just
I'm ready.
chilling out.
That's fine. Don't worry.
Now the
You excited,
advantage of
Dean?
having a tablet presents itself to me. Character sheet open on this, and everything else on my PC.
Okay. So you guys have been traveling
You can
together
go
for
ahead.
like a couple of months now, and you're all basically looking for a paycheck, and you're quite well thought of in the Black Banners. You quite in the couple of months that you've been together, you sort of you're in a group of 30 under the command of one called Einrich, who is he's a Shardlander, so he's basically a Cthulhu worshipping Viking. Very, very personable, very boisterous. But he's a good commander as well, and he's got your respect, sort of thing. You both saved each other countless times, and you're actually in the middle of Kildania right now, which is after the events of the last campaign is now embroiled in a massive, massive war. Thank you very much, Lizzie. There's basically a war being fought between Morvaid and Raidmere because one of our characters last time in Corthin married into the royal line, or didn't really marry in. She became a mistress of the Kale of Raidmere, and they've had kids,
Jeez.
which have been accused of being bastards by Morvaid, who have then invaded to put Corthin's husband's cousin on the throne, who is of course the Prince of Morvaid. So they're trying to take over both Kaeldoms in this massive war that's kicked off. And that's the war. It's in Northern Kildanian, and this is the war that you're embroiled in at the moment. The Black Banners have landed here. That they're an Asunder mercenary company. They're no nonsense. They never break contracts. They never break anyone's faith. They take a job, they do it, and they have an extremely ruthless reputation. They're described as one of the top 3 mercenary bands, sought-after mercenary bands in the world at the moment. They are very, very successful. And they're led by a man called Ivar Subadai, who is half Asunder and half Shardlander. He's the product of a mercenary father who got around quite a lot, and he's landed in Northern Kildanian, and he's being courted by both sides at the moment. He's in the dead man's land in the middle of the actual war that's going on. So in the west you have Raidmere, which is the current country being attacked because of the actions of the party last time, and in the east we have Morvaid, which is invading from the east into Raidmere to try and force their claims on its throne, basically. And you guys are in the middle with the Black Banners being courted by both sides. So there's negotiations going on, there's lots of shady payments being given left, right and centre. And another mercenary company called the Forlorn Bastards have actually landed on the coast. And the Forlorn Bastards are the next mercenary band up the food chain from the Black Banners. And Ivar Subadai has sent out a load of his detachments to go and try and find the advanced scouting parties of the Forlorn Bastards, try and find their base of operations to assault them and drive them into the sea. And you guys are one of these bands that are heading out, running around, trying to find the Forlorn Bastards, and you've actually camped for the night at a place called Summerton. Summerton was the site of a battle a few months ago, and it shows. Like, there are corpses strewn in huge piles, and there are quite a lot of